Here's my workspace setup from today. Got the 15-minute MNQ, also a 240-minute, so I can check out some longer-term potential support and resistance levels. Got the tabs on the bottom, just switch in between the charts really easy. NinjaTrader. Got my 1-minute NQ, 5-minute NQ, and 5-minute ES. So here's my 1-minute NQ chart. This is the price action from this morning, 9:30 to 10:30 when I'm trading. These dots are from the volume delta indicator from NINZA, so I can see when moderate size sellers or buyers are coming in, and also larger size sellers and buyers. You can see how that's coming in handy just at an overall glance. Big sellers coming in, big buyers coming in, more big buyers coming in, big sellers coming in. I've got the Wave Trend Pro indicator for NINZA on here. I still have really been loving this indicator. I've got it on several different time frames. If you've got this indicator, I'd highly recommend checking it out on some lower time frame tick charts. While I only got one wave signal on the 1-minute chart, I got several wave signals that were very helpful today on a lower time tick chart. And I've got the alerts set on this indicator, so I just have a pop-up that appears whenever I get a signal on a different time frame. That way I don't have to have the other time frame tick chart taking up any of my workspace. It's just in the background running. These diamond indicators, this is something that I did a video on showing how to code this in Markers Plus, taking wicks off of the lower Bollinger Band and the upper Bollinger Band. So first candle of the New York Open, we get one of these diamond signals wicking off the lower Bollinger Band. We got one 1 minute before the open as well, but I'm not taking any signals 1 minute before the open. Next candle, 9:32, we get another wicking candle. Disregard this orange square dotted line here. This is the center of the 15-minute opening range, and it will change until 9:45 when it gets set in stone. But we had a couple of nice big wicks off of the lower Bollinger area. No major delta to speak of either way. We didn't have any major delta dots coming in from our volume delta signal either. And we got a retracement back up to the 20 line and a little bit higher, almost to the upper Bollinger Bands here. So that was the first trade I was interested in this morning. We proceeded to just chop around in this tight little range in between the Bollinger Bands. No major delta coming in, nothing's happening. Just being patient and waiting. And then I finally see a nice full-bodied candle coming in. We're below the 20 SMA, breaking below the Bollinger Bands for the first time with a nice big candle, not a wicking candle. We got a bunch of negative strong delta coming in. So I'm looking to test the next support and resistance level on my chart, which in this case was the S2. We made it down there. We got a potential Bollinger wicking reversal signal here. But you see the candles are dark red. This is because we are outside of the lower Bollinger Bands. And if I take one of these reversal signals, I wait for the candles to change back to their regular color, which we get a candlestick here that returns to its regular color. And we also get a little bit of moderate delta coming into the upside. Next candle, got the solar wind painting these candles green and red. The solar wind indicator from NINZA, another one of my favorites. Solar wind turns green. We get a bunch of strong volume delta to the upside. And at this point, the center of the opening range is formed. Could be looking to possibly target the center of the opening range. We got a little hesitation off of the 20 SMA there. But this candle, for me, this was the turning point right here. We got a good close above the 20 SMA, above the center of the opening range. Bunch of strong delta still coming in. At this point, I'm looking for it to make a run towards VWAP. We pop up almost 30 points there in just a few minutes. We start getting some moderate delta, got some divergence there. Solar wind turns bearish. We pull back to the 20 SMA. The 20 line's holding. We start getting a bunch of strong bullish volume delta coming in. And on this candle, I got in on a long. We're breaking above VWAP. We're breaking above the upper Bollinger Band. You can see our candles turning dark green because we're breaking above the Bollinger Band here. Nice full-bodied candle there. To me, that's all systems go for a long. I've got my eyes on the next two levels above me, which are yesterday's point of control, yesterday's close, and the pivot point is right next to yesterday's close as well. The first touch of yesterday's point of control, I'm usually always interested in. I did take a short right off of yesterday's point of control. We had a very nice rejection off of that level. Nice 30-point drop off of the first touch of yesterday's point of control. I've done a whole video on the importance of yesterday's point of control and also previous days' point of controls and how to use them as potential support and resistance. I still remember when I made that video months ago, someone commented that using point of control as support and resistance was dumb. It's probably the same guy that says VWAP bounces are stupid. Anyways, we get a big volume delta dot. I've got two different delta indicators. One is showing up and down tick, so I don't have to have the data load. And then the other is showing my bid ask. There was a definite difference here. We actually had negative delta on the bid ask delta. And we're right at yesterday's point of control after this epic move up this morning. So could just be potential exhaustion. Here we get our solar wind turning bearish, get a bunch of negative delta coming in, and a wave signal to the downside. That was my last trade of the day, getting in a short after I saw the wave signal and all this strong delta at the downside. Wasn't really sure how far we were going to come back down. It was a pretty quick scalp, but we did make it down to the lower Bollinger Bands again. Got another wicking off the Bollinger diamond here, and nice rejection there. This is 10:33, usually done trading after the first hour, but that's what my 1 minute chart looked like today. Some pretty easy reads. You can see the 15 minute. Here we had our opening candle, and check out this next candle. Pretty much engulfing the entire opening candle. We break out of the 15-minute opening range here. Very strong, bullish green candle. And this is also the solar wind painting the candles red or green, or a lighter shade if the trend is weakening. But based on the 15-minute candle, I'm definitely more interested in longs at 10 o'clock here. Then you can see our nice rejections off of yesterday's point of control. Got one there, another one there, another one there. 3 rejections before it finally broke a little bit. On the 5-minute, got my volume delta, got some cumulative delta, got EDS level 2, price ladder on the side. These dots are the ebb and flow strategy that I did a video on how to code that in Markers Plus. It's a pure price action strategy that I came up with. We had 0 signals trigger today because I only trade this from 9:30 to 10:30, and if a signal appears on the 10:30 candle, I'm not taking that signal. We had one 5 minutes before the open that played out pretty well. Did not take that. This signal here did not trigger. If you watch that video, you'll see my entry requirements are a break below the trigger candle by a certain amount of ticks. Never got triggered there. So there's a little view into how I'm trading every single day. Got my one screen set up, multiple time frames, just the NQ, the MNQ, and the ES. And I've got these linked to different accounts, and I'm also using the REPLIKANTO FLOWBOTS, grouping 2 or 3 accounts together, trading 2 or 3 accounts at the same time. If I want to trade some accounts with the MNQ, I've got these innovative ordering buttons from NINZA. I don't have to have Chart Trader up. Just click on these buttons to place an order on one account, have it copied into a couple others. If I want to trade the NQ, same thing. I've got this linked to one of my accounts, and it's also copying on a couple others. Pretty versatile without having to have a ton of monitors. I like just being able to focus on one screen and pretty much just one instrument that I'm trading, and just trade for 1 hour, not try to be at it all day. Those are the things that work for me. When I first started out, I was trading like 8 different instruments. I was trading NQ, YM, gold, oil, the euro, a couple other things. For me, that was just too much to pay attention to. I much prefer focusing on one instrument. But everyone's different, and you never know where you will find success, so you just have to keep trying till you find what that is. There's links to all the toys that I'm using in my day-to-day trading in the description, and I'm trading with Apex Trader Funding. There's also a link to that in the description. If you use code MonkeyMan, right now you get 80% off and you can pass in 1 day. That offer's good for the next couple of days. I hope you got some good ideas for your own trading. Thanks for watching. If you are enjoying this content, please like and subscribe.